How do I know you are not a serial killer? She asked before bursting into giggles. I knew she was joking. She acted like this over text as well. Her humor was very crude and old-fashioned, consisting of bad puns and boring one-liners. One of the things I found annoying about her, I tried to keep my calm demeanor. Well, I doubt a serial killer will treat their victim to such a fancy dinner, I said. Are you sure don't want the salad? Yeah, the steak was enough, she replied. Besides, the lettuce leaves a bad taste in my mouth anyways. Ungrateful bitch. She was doing it on purpose. She knew the food at Noir and Blank's cost fortunes. The Caesar salad itself cost $500, not to mention her steak, which cost $700. She had the audacity to order her steak extra rare too. The kitchen had to specially cook one of those, because no sane person likes eating the raw part in the center. But of course, she does. The steak was small too, I faked concern. Are you sure it was enough? Yes, it was, she said with a smile. Even if it wasn't, maybe I can snack on something else at your place, she said while rubbing her leg on mine under the table. What a slut. Suggesting to get in my pants on the first date? I mean, desperate much? At least she was beautiful to look at. Her skin was pale and soft, almost whitish, and her eyes were emerald. Her wavy brown hair reached her waist. She was wearing a red backless dress with a deep cleavage, basically flashing her full tits. Ugh, these attention-seeking bitches are all the same. Oh, trust me, Amanda, the night isn't over yet, I said with a smirk. I wasn't lying. It was far from over. The BMW sped down the highway. She wasn't paying attention to the road at all. She was on her phone, probably texting other dudes or bragging to her friends about how she's about to hook up with a rich guy. This was helpful, as she did not see me turn into a deserted road. Where are we going? She finally asked. There's this spot by the cliff that I know of. The moon looks amazing from there, I answered. Ah, how romantic. You're so thoughtful, she cooed, before leaning in and giving me a smooch on the cheek. I gripped the wheel harder to subside my annoyance. This bitch's lipstick is on me right now. The last thing I wanted was more evidence to take care of. You know, pretty women like you are all the same, I said as we reached the cliff. You use your looks and charms to seduce men like me and get whatever you want. I mean, I wouldn't be wrong in comparing you to a high-class prostitute. The car comes to a halt, which is why you absolutely disgust me. In one swift motion, my hand was around her throat, crushing her windpipe slowly. Her eyes widened with shock as she choked and gagged, unable to breathe. You gold diggers piss me off. You just want to sleep with a successful man and ruin his future. You are the filth in this world that I need to clean. I think your concerns about me were legitimate. She watched as I opened the glove box and took out a knife. What can I say? I like to do things the old-fashioned way. I know the bloodstains in the car can be hard to clean, but nothing matches the thrill of murder when it is done with a blade. I slit her throat and blood came spurting right away. Then I stabbed her chest and stomach until my arms were tired and my spirit satisfied. I stepped out of the car and admired the full moon. This spot was certainly the best. Murder under the moonlight was so poetic, and the cliff near the ocean was perfect for disposing off all of my victims. I walked to the back of the car to take out the body bag, when suddenly my head was banged on the rear of the car. My nose was bleeding as I spun around to see Amanda. Her hand was immediately around my throat. She was still covered in her blood, but the gaping wounds on her chest were gone. I watched in horror as the slit throat healed itself. You know, I actually thought you were a nice guy. I was thinking of not hunting tonight, but you left me no choice, she said, smiling through her fangs. Her pale skin glowed under the moonlight, her emerald eyes now a searing shade of scarlet. Besides, I lied. The steak really wasn't enough. She snarked before biting down on my shoulder, chewing off a large portion of my neck. See you next time. Bye-bye.